If you want to get the top odds every time, bet with Top Sport's Same Game Multi. Top Sport. Feel the excitement. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to another edition of the Same Game Multi podcast. Thank you again for joining us today. We've got a huge show, as always. We're going to have a look at UFC 269, big title fights coming up there on the weekend. Also have a look at the BBL, which has kicked off. Might even check out the tipping ladder, see who's on top there, the three of us. And also might have a quick chat about the Ashes as well, which got underway today as we're recording. So make sure you stay inside because we're about to kick off. As always, I welcome in Mr. Jerome, Jared Hughes.
Boys.
And the man himself, the myth, the legend, he's back.
Back. Speaking of backs, my back's gone.
Done yourself a mischief, mate.
I have something called a thoracic plate somewhere up like the middle of the spine.
Is that something similar to Shagger's back?
No, I wish.
Good to have you back on deck, mate. We did have a suitable replacement for you last week. But, you know, it's always good to have the real thing, as I'd keep trying to tell the missus. Anyway, so welcome back. And
makes sense.
It does. No good about the back, mate, but hopefully you'll be able to get through the show. And the viewers are crying out for you. They just said it's just not the same without you, so it's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's close to being back to normal.
Back to back.
I've done my back 3 times discs, so lucky it wasn't discs. I know exactly what it's like. So, and I'd say I'm not alone out there. There's plenty of listeners and viewers I'd say have done the same thing.
Is that from Saturday night sleeping at cricket ovals, or is it?
Maybe.
Well, it wouldn't be from batting, that's for sure.
Mate, I'm a bowler.
Boys, let's have a little recap of last week. What was your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week was actually the young bloke over he's actually Indian born. Is it Patel? I think his name is. He took 10 for.
10 for? That's the whole fucking team.
That's the whole team. He's only the 3rd person ever to do it. I did have some numbers in front of me, and for some reason I'm in Facebook. But it was a little bit overshadowed by the fact that they got rolled. They got bowled all out in that next innings, all out for 62. But I'll get his name here. It is Ajaz Patel. He took 10 for.
10 for.
10 for 114. Only the 3rd person ever to do it in the entire history of cricket. So you imagine how that includes local cricket here in town. He's only the 3rd person ever to do it. So you imagine how many games are played, T20s, one dayers, test matches. So good on him. That's my highlight.
Fantastic. What about yourself, mate?
I didn't get to see much sport. I was loaded up on the codeine, so there was lots of sleeping involved. Probably Holden winning Bathurst, I'd say. Bit of a outsider coming through for them as well. Question for you, boys. I'm not a big motorsport watcher. Noticed inside the car, next to the driver, they got their little stick shift for the gears. Then there's a red lever and a blue lever. Do you know what they are? Obviously, want to be a handbrake, wouldn't it?
Yeah, one's the ejection seat, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, you just get straight out.
So you've got your sequential gears.
Yeah.
So they click back and forth.
Yep.
The beauty of that is basically to go up gears, because they're straight cut, you don't need a clutch. You can just go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You have to go, because you need a clutch to go back through the gears because you drop them so rapidly. The ones next to them are roll bars in the rear. So that stiffens and loosens the suspension. So basically, if you want a faster car, then without them physically having to get out and adjust the suspension, they've got anti-roll bars and stuff and sway bars. And so there's more to it that's underneath as well. They can control a fair bit from inside the cab, which is pretty cool.
Technology, eh? Yeah, I noticed that when the Super Cheap car went off, when it fucked its front wheel, hitting the wall and end up in the big sand area.
Yep.
And it showed the driver in there, he was pretty cut because he only had about 19 laps to go or something, and he was out.
And driving really quick. I'm not sure of that bloke's name.
Yeah, it was on the tip of the tongue.
Slipped my mind, but he's going to take over Jamie Wincup's spot at Ampol Racing Red Bull. So nobody's walk into that sort of position. So he's a good young driver on the way up, and that was the ultimate team, having a young rooster on the way through who's driving really well with an old veteran of Russell Ingall. So that was unfortunate for them. It was.
Brock someone, I think his name is. Brock someone or other. Anyway, I sort of preferred my ejection seat, but anyway. For me, boys, it was last night in the BBL. I don't know if you caught it there. Pardon the pun.
Did he?
Fraser McGurk. With the catch right on the boundary, leapt about 4 foot in the air, full stretch, and pulled her out from being a 6. So fantastic! I actually went for a little bathroom break and only just got back to see it. Luckily, they replayed it 4,000 times. But if you haven't seen it, head on over to YouTube after you watch us and check it out.
I reckon the best thing about that's his last name. McGurk.
Well, it's Fraser McGurk, I think.
Yeah, right.
Any lowlights apart from your back, mate?
It's not getting low at all. No, I don't have any low lights this week.
I do. I actually have in that tenfer for Mr. Patel in New Zealand against India. He took 10 wickets, only the third person ever to do it, but was not man of the match.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was thinking,
fucking hard.
Hey, Jesus, what do you got to do? So, that's my low light.
Yeah,
I think if you do that,
good call as well.
By right, you shouldn't even walk into it, shouldn't you?
100%.
Anyway,
100%. Bit of sport this weekend, boys. It's good. Summer's back, which is great. Ashes kicked off today. We're recording on the Wednesday. Ashes kicked off. I think the Poms are all out for 100 and something.
147.
147. Fantastic. That's what we like to see. BBL's on, and we've also got some good UFC cards. And the one coming up this weekend is UFC 269, Oliveira versus Poirier, and also Nunes versus Pena. 2 title fights. One's a women's bantamweight and one's a men's lightweight. Going to be a cracking card. There was also another fight on it as well, but it's been scrapped, and that was Jorge Masvidal versus Leon Edwards, and that would have been a barn burner, but unfortunately, Masvidal is injured. But anyway, looking at the 2 title fights that are coming up, mate, Juliana Pena, she's been calling out Amanda Nunes for quite a while. She's obviously got some kind of death wish because Amanda Nunes is a beast. Lioness, I was just having a look through her record. Her last, I think it was 9 fights have all been title fights. She's on a 10 or 11 fight win streak, I think, and she's knocking out Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, Miesha Tate, like all these big name women, and she's just gone through and cleaned house on all of them. So Pena's going to be the next challenge. Whether it's a tough challenge, I don't know. If you check the market, the bookies aren't saying so, especially over at Top Sport there. I think Pena's about paying $6 something at the moment.
Be interesting to see if Nunes dated John Jones, what the outcome of that relationship would be.
Performance enhancing.
I'm talking about the domestics.
Oh,
might be not so one-sided.
I thought you were talking about the fact that John Jones loves the drugs.
Well, that as well.
$7.25 Juliana Pena's paying. So if you do like a bit of a roughie, get on that. Nunes is nearly unbackable at $1.10. So it should be a fantastic fight. I love to watch Amanda Nunes in action. She is a beast. I dare say she could mix it with a few of the men in the UFC. How do you see this one playing out? Can you see anything other than a Nunes victory?
Round 1.
Round
1, KO.
Round 1, someone will be snoozing. And I think you can guess who.
Well, Pena's had a bit of a mixed record. She's gone win, loss, win, loss, win. Her last 5 fights. She's recently had a baby as well, so she's been out for a while. Her last fight was in January this year against Sarah McMahon, who she did beat via submission. But as I said,
related to Vince?
No, I don't think so. But as I said, Amanda Nunes, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights have all been for titles. That's dating back to July 2016, 5.5 years ago, when she beat Miesha Tate for the title.
She's no walkover either, is she?
Oh, just a phenomenal record. And before, Shevchenko, she's beaten her twice. She just recently beat Megan Anderson back in March of this year, who's an Australian fighter. I can't see anything other than a Nunes victory, and I'm actually picking her by knockout in my charity bet, so stay tuned for that.
Well, I was just looking here. It's actually odds. It's $1.63 to go to a second round. $2. So $2.37 to finish in the first round. So that's not bad odds.
It's pretty good.
Pena's pretty tough. She came through the Ultimate Fighter, for those of you who may not watch too much UFC, so that was sort of her breeding ground. She's a tough wrestler, really good wrestler. She likes to get her opponent down and sort of, impose a will and just grind to a victory. But Nunes is too good for that.
Well, there you go. Nunes win via knockout in round 1 is $2.70.
I like that.
The fight to go the distance is $4.20.
Yeah.
I would have paid more than that.
I don't think she'll be going the distance.
Now, with the women's, do they go 5 rounds too?
5
The
rounds
titles?
for a
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Who's your pick? Let's put on record.
Yeah, Nunes.
Then there's in first round KO.
Yeah, I'm same.
Same. I'm going Nunes second round.
Second round
TKO.
TKO.
Yep.
Stoppage.
I think Pena might survive one round and realise that a call out was not such a good idea. So, and that will lead into the main event. Now, this one is going to be a cracking fight. Charles Oliveira, who is the champion, against Dustin Poirier, who could be the champion and has been interim champion before. This will be a great fight. I can't wait to watch this. Oliveira. They've both been around for a very, very long time in the UFC. They've come through and earned their dues, and I can just see this being one of those classic fights to end the year out.
I think this will be a really good fight for a couple of obvious reasons. I have a funny feeling Dusty is pretty much, I reckon he'd probably be 3 or 4 times the fighter he was 2 years ago, from what he's learned. And you just see how much, particularly in the last McGregor fight, how much he blocked out everything and just rolled with it. And then when he done the job, obviously it was due to the stoppage, but basically he claims it was a check, which by all rights, it makes sense that he's checked him, and that's what's broken McGregor's leg. When he's going to put pressure on it, bang, away it goes. Even when he'd won, it was just cool. Just dropped his bats, dropped his sword, and walked away with it, sort of thing. So I think he's a very smart fighter. Having said that, I'll take nothing away from Charles because he's a champion for a reason. And in my eyes, this is some of the toughest sport in the world. So to be the champion, you deserve to be the champion. No one gets it for the sake of getting it, if you know what I mean. So this is a real good fight, and this is something I will be paying money for to get the pay-per-view.
I think I read something. I could be wrong. Dustin Poirier is pretty high up in the pound for pound rankings too. I think he's
about like 5th or something.
Yeah, he's climbed up there.
He might even be higher.
He's a solid fighter.
Yeah.
Just looking at the record, and you say that no one gets given a title, and you look at Oliveira's record, he's on a 9-fight win streak. He was getting beaten. I mentioned this a few weeks ago when Michael Chandler was fighting. He fought Michael Chandler for the belt, and he lost the first round 10-8. He then came back and knocked out Michael Chandler in the second. So that just goes to show how tough and resilient he is.
Is that the one where Chandler fell real weird and he sort of got up, but it was KO'd?
Yeah, I think it might have been, actually. Yeah. But you look through the record, Tony Ferguson, we've got Kevin Lee, Jim Miller, Clay Guida, like Paul Felder. He actually lost to Paul Felder, sorry. But there's some big names in there. And then you jump across to Dustin's record. Now, his last 2 fights, Conor McGregor, victory. Dan Hooker, victory. His only loss there was to Habib, the champion. That was back in 2019. Max Holloway, he beat him. Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis, Jim Miller. Like, there's some big names in there, boys, that he's beaten. He's also then going back to September 2014 where he lost against Conor McGregor. So that's 7 years ago, though.
He was a lot younger.
Yeah, that's right.
And he touched on it himself. He said that he was basically very similar. He was a deer in the headlights. I'm pretty sure exactly were the words that he said. He was a little bit starstruck, so to speak, and he got himself caught out. Whereas this time he came back a lot mature, and it showed. And looking at the market too, they got him the favourite.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's not very often that a challenger goes in as a favourite into a title fight. But I think going off the recent form of Dustin, that's certainly why he is. Currently, the odds are $2.33 for Oliveira and $1.60 for Dustin. If you do like him, those odds are thanks to Top Sport as well. I'll pop it up on the screen for everyone at home. Anything else you want to say, boys, before we give our picks?
No, I'm all cleared on that one.
Who are you picking?
I'm going to say...
And how?
Yeah, I'm going to say Dustin in round 4 stoppage.
I'm going to go Oliveira.
Ooh,
I reckon he's just going to do him. Having said that, I don't know. I've said it. I'll stick with it.
I'm leaning towards yourself, Chez. I'm just trying to look what that is on the market here, because we can do the double.
How much of this do you reckon will be striking? Do you reckon there'll be much ground game?
Oliveira is a world-class jiu-jitsu fighter, and you have a look through his record. He submitted a lot of people. I think he'll be trying to get it to the ground.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
And I think Dustin will be trying to keep it on the feet, to be honest.
I might change mine. I'm going to go Oliveira by submission. I think, yeah.
Round 4 KO, you said, Chez?
Yeah.
$17.
Yeah, done.
And that's what I'm going to. Round 4 stoppage for Dustin. I think he'll become the new world champion. And then they might even set that up for a Conor McGregor 4th match just to make the money, I think, going from there. So
Oliveira via sub, $3.75. So I'll have him by submission, I will.
very good. A few mixed bag there, which is good. But regardless of what the result be, I think they will both be great fights. Head on down to your local if your local does have it on. Otherwise, pay the $60 because I think this is going to be one of those ones that's going to be worth it. And I know that Jared's going to, so I'll be sponging off him.
There's I might be sharing passwords, make sure they don't find out. But there's a young Kiwi fighting too in the undercard.
Kai France or something?
That's him, yeah. So he's fighting against. Now I may get this pronunciation wrong.
I would.
I got it wrong the other day.
Yeah, well, you do it and I'll fix it up for you.
Cody Garbrandt. Garbrandt, that's it. Yeah.
We'll give it to
Speaking of pronunciation too, I was very under the weather down at headquarters on Saturday night. I got there a little bit early, had some farewell drinks for one of the boys from Roundbull. Now, there's a bloke who's listening, and he sort of, I can't remember, I was lit. I was lit. Now, I do remember he was up me about the Di Pasquale.
Oh, yeah, Di Pasquale.
His name is pronounced Di Pasquale. But he was trying to say, no, it's not. And, I think he knows who it is. You boys know who it is. And it is, so I listened intently on Sunday, and it is pronounced Di Pasquale.
Were you right, but technically wrong?
Depends. Depends who you ask. But there's one for you, Hackett, too. I was right.
Also, Sean O'Malley's fighting on that card as well. If you haven't seen him, Sugar Sean O'Malley, he is a great fighter as well. So definitely worth the $60 or $1,100, whatever it is these days. Yeah, fantastic. All right, wrapped up in a nice little bundle. Let's move on. BBL, boys, it kicked off on Sunday night, which was great. The tipping comp's going really well. So all those that are involved, fantastic. We've got some great cash and prizes coming up, so stay tuned for that. But kicked off, and I'll tell you what, I was looking forward to it, but fuck, the Melbourne Stars were ordinary.
Well, I said to you in the group chat, it wasn't ordinary for a Sydney Sixers fan. That was good watching.
And someone that had money on it too.
Hey, it was a bullshit multi too, thanks to Top Sport. What was it? It was Sixers. So for some reason, the player, like the individual markets were suspended. And I was going to have, like Philippi, 10 or more runs, O'Keefe to take a wicket, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all that was, I'll have to have a yarn to Tristo about that. For some reason, that was unavailable. So I thought, I'll put this one. It was a bit of a bullshit sort of jag. It was Sixers to win. The first over to be under 5.5 runs. Over 45.5 runs by the sixth, and by the sixth over mark, and the first wicket to be a catch. So basically, caught and got it with ease.
Fantastic.
So,
what the Stars all out for 50 or something, weren't they?
I think about 67.
Horrible.
Yeah, actually, I got the. I did.
What
write
did the
it
Sixers
down.
score?
214 or something.
So I've got it.
So
It was the biggest loss in BBL history.
in our tipping comp there for everyone that's involved, what was the margin?
Oh, well, it would have been close to 160 runs.
It's the biggest
50 runs or something.
Because I actually misread that when I was filling that out.
Not like you to misread
Oh, I
something.
know. Didn't have the glasses on. Misread it.
Did you spell Finnegan or?
And I actually put on, I thought it was the most, what's the highest amount of runs they're going to be scored.
Ah, right.
So I put 104.
Oh, so you're probably not
close.
far off.
So it could be up there for that one. I don't know.
I think Mike Oxlong 87's actually winning, so good on your bubs.
How good's that, Bubsy? So I actually got some stats on that game because your boy loves the Sixers. So they were 4 for 213 were the Sixers, and they bowled them all out for all out for 61. Now, in that, Josh Philippe scored 83 and Moses Enriquez had 76 not out. So you add that up between the two batsmen, they beat them anyway between two batsmen.
Moses just beat him.
So,
Ridiculous.
and old Stevie O'Keefe, there was questions asked about him going his 13th season. Has he still got the fire in the belly? And he proved them wrong. Took 4 for 14 off 4. So that's pretty good. And an economy of, what's that, just, roughly
3.5.
3.5, 3 point... Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, I'll give you credit.
That's what it is, mate.
Don't question him.
So to me, for a bloke who's going 13 seasons in a Big Bash league, and I think he's in his late 30s.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So you boys would know. So no, it was as I said, from my point of view, that was good watching. That was good cricket. So
Yeah, it was good to have it back. Prime time, as we mentioned last week, which was fantastic. And the good thing about that game, even though it was shit, the Stars, it was finished by 9:30.
But oi, how good a day of sport was that? I was that hungover. I just sat there and watched race cars.
Bathurst
all day. Then by about 4 o'clock, I was feeling good, so I pumped a can, and I just kept pumping cans until about 10 o'clock at night. Your boy was in bed, woke up work Monday morning, fresh. It was good.
And we've had a couple of games since then as well. We won't touch too much on them, but
Shit.
last night was all right. 2 runs, I think. Melbourne Renegades got up. That's because Aaron Finch wasn't playing.
He's too busy making the big money commentating.
And fucking horrible that.
Hey, like I said, you think he's bad? You should have heard Merv Hughes today. Never again.
Right, anything else? We've got a couple of games coming up this weekend. The one that we're going to have a look at is the Stars versus the Thunder. I don't think the Stars have a lot of improvement. That's the one thing they can take out of that. They can't get much worse. I don't think anyone got over double digits, did they? Honestly, it was like under 10s. It was horrible. Thunder played pretty good the other night when they played, so should be another shellacking. Looking at the market there, Top Sport got Sydney Thunder $1.85 and Melbourne Stars $1.99 are the outsiders. That's on Friday night. Can you see anything other than a Thunder victory, boys, or Stars going to come back?
The market says it's fairly tight. The Stars, I think, I don't know, would you say they bowled poorly to have 214 put on them, or did they bat poorly, or by rights were they that far out and gone? They've gone, well, fuck, we've got no choice but to have a dig. Which way do you look at it? The other thing too is you got someone like Glenn Maxwell in a lot of people's eyes is probably one of the best T20 form batters in the world, and he was out there batting with a door snake. So. Like, I don't know.
Didn't he have his pants on? Or?
No. So, I don't know. It depends on which way you look at it. Whether they bowled that poorly that they had no choice but to go out there with a gun, or, But like you said, they can only go up. But I'm gonna stick. I think I might go to Thunder on that one.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go to the Roughies, boys. I've already got him circled here.
Not like you to go Roughy.
$1.99. Why not? They're those sort of bets where I put a multi on. I'd go the Thunder, and that's the one that loses for me. So
$1.99 is a roughie.
Well, it is in this market.
For their form. For their form. They're rough.
Very good. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back after this. We're going to have a little look at the NRL transfer market, and always something happening. And we've got a bit of a change to 21 and done coming up, so make sure you stick around.
Another half win. From punters jumping in early or waiting too late. You get a good price on one leg, but the others have shortened dramatically. You still win, but it feels like you half win. Introducing Top Sport's Best of the Best Multi. Get top odds on every leg, every time. Don't be one of these. Just bet and forget Bob Multi. Top Sport. Feel the excitement.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
All right, we're back. Thank you for sticking around. We're just going to have a little look at the transfer and rumour mill that is the NRL. Never ceases to have its stoppage. It just keeps on rolling. So we're just going to have a little look what's happened between when we spoke about it last week and what's happened this week. Obviously, Chez wasn't around last week to gloat a little bit about Brendan Smith. Obviously, he hasn't signed yet, but all indication is that he will. Your opinion on it, mate?
Mate, I mentioned the week before there I had a feeling he'd be going to the Chooks and not the Dolphins for the reason of like talking with
Paper bags and
the sombreros and everything.
Probably paying him in euros.
It would have been
Bitcoin.
Having a few meetings with Cooper Cronk as well, with his experience at the club. I got a feeling that Melbourne might let him go early too. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I think the main reason why he went to the Roosters is they're interested in his future after he's finished football as well. So they gave him a couple of options of what to do, obviously financially. And the way they conducted their meeting, it was all tucked away. There was no press. No one knew about it. It was very, very private. And I think he even went to Robbo's house for dinner after the meeting as well. So I think that was the main reason why, just the professionalism and like all the good stuff that happens down there at the Bondi.
Well, maybe I should go to Brad Arthur's house and offer to cook. That way he can invite someone over and we might be able to fucking keep someone.
Hey, and speaking of, another hooker.
Raymond Stone.
Gone.
Was gone. Terrific defender. Terrific defender, but I didn't actually pick it at first, but when he did sign, I do remember he was actually a name that Wayne Bennett dropped at the very start. So whether they'd been talking for a while, which, you know, I can understand because he's not going to get much game time while ever Reid Marnie's there. Reid Marnie will be gone in 12 months' time, 18 months' time, going off the calendar where we are now. Whether he's not willing to wait that long or whether they can't guarantee him a spot.
It's a bit strange because you think he would have been the heir apparent to Reid when he left. You know, he would have got that number 9 gig, but obviously been offered a bit more coin and maybe, you know, going up there under Wayne Bennett was
I was
a
about
big,
to say maybe it was the Bennett
draw
factor as well.
That'd be a big draw card. Then again, too, they talk about Mitch Rain. Mitch Rain's at Para now. I'd rather be having a bit of youth, particularly Ray Stone, who's got a lot of mongrel, a lot of aggression, and he's a sort of bloke too. He can play a bit of 14 if he has to. He can slot into the back row sort of thing and do a bit of cover. But you know, it is what it is. And as a Para supporter, I've got no choice but to put a bit of faith in our junior system. Surely there's someone coming through. There has to be, otherwise. I don't understand how they're letting so many players go so easy.
There's talk they're looking at Josh Hodgson. You know, you said you want a bit of youth. That's probably the furthest from the youth you'll get. And also the talk Junior Paulo might be going to the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, I actually...
2023.
I read that he was going to go to the Doggies. That the Dogs were trying to offer him money, saying, how the fuck do they have money to buy him as well?
Yes.
Sombreros,
They got offload a few, I think. Also, Appy Coruscant, big news out of Penrith Panthers. He's moving across to the Tigers from 2023 onwards. May even happen earlier.
That's a big signing too.
It is. Premiership player. He was
Dual premiership player.
Yes, yep. Very instrumental to Panthers getting that victory. I'm not going to say, you know, if he doesn't play, they don't win, but it would have been a lot tighter and a lot harder to win without him on the field. I can tell you that.
I reckon that signing's a definite loss for Panthers and a gain for Tigers.
Definitely, and that might be the Tim Sheens factor there as well.
Absolutely. I think they'll improve greatly on where they were this season. Particularly, you know, you've got a good player when Melbourne approach and say, we'll give you Brandon Smith if we can have Uwatika Manu. So that's a good sign of a fabulous player. I actually remember reading something.
How do you spell that again?
KLZ.
Billy did. D-I-B. So they said that at the time they rated him higher than Payne Huss and then boys, but he had bad knees, I think it was. So he ended up missing good 12, 18 months with some knees. But, you know, they can't, like we spoke about earlier, you can't go any worse than rock bottom, you know, and that's where they are now.
So they've been for a while, to be honest. Always something happening in the land of NRL, and I'm sure this time next week when we're having another show, there'll be something else to talk about. So if you do like all that off-season whispers, which I do because it kind of keeps it fresh in your mind, we'll keep bringing it up whenever something big happens, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but I reckon there should be a window. I reckon there needs to be a window before the
was.
Well, I reckon they should start from, say, the 1st of January till the whatever of February, 28th of February. That's when you do your signings. That's when you do your trades.
I'm all in.
I think they should have a little...
For the following year or for that year?
No, for the following. So there should be like a little window. Instead of having it run all through the break, bits and pieces here and there should be like a little window. And that might tighten up a few people. Remember with Cameron Smith there, with his decision, what he was going to do. That'd sort of speed up a few of those things 100%. As well.
I think they should have something like a transfer transfer list. And I think, so for example, Brandon Smith, if he's had enough and ready to move, I reckon he just puts his hand up and says to Melbourne, look, boys, I want to go. And then they'll transfer list him. He's on that transfer list for anyone to have a crack at if they've got the coin. That way, it just saves all that ugly business. And you know, we've been talking about it for a long time, and that's having like a trade period sort of thing, like they do similar to NBL, NBA, the AFL do it, you know, something similar to that. But, you know, I'm not in charge, so I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Should be. All right, boys. We're going to move into 21 and done now. It's going to be a little bit different this week. But before we move in, we've got some very exciting news. We're very happy to announce a partnership between Manscaped and us here at the Same Game Multi Podcast. The boys over there have trolled the internet and found the bottom of the barrel and have decided to sponsor our show. So what we're going to do, Manscaped is going to sponsor 21 and Done for about the next month or so. So fantastic company. And I've got a little read here that I want to read out to you. So ho, 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 gentlemen, the holidays have come early this year as Manscaped has the gift that keeps on trimming. Santa's beard isn't so appealing when it's coming out of his trousers. And that's why Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, have you covered this holiday season. Now available in Australia, join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped to keep their trees trimmed and their ornaments polished. Head over to manscaped.com and use the code SGM and you'll get yourself 20% off plus free delivery. Now, at the moment, Manscaped do have a 20% off sale store-wide, which is fantastic. Now, to help us out, what you need to do, when you go in there and you got your basket and you go to check out, you put in your personal details, there'll be a little box where it says promo code. It will be pre-filled with the word gift. What I want you to do is delete the word gift, put in SGM. That way, the lads at Manscaped will know that you've come from our show, that you're big listeners, and you're going to give you, give you little bits, a little trim up for the festive season. So make sure you use that code SGM. Really help us out if you do. And that way, like I said, you'll be able to get the bride a nice little early Christmas present.
Now, I've heard some rumours too. Waterproof trimmers.
Waterproof as well, which is fantastic.
I've also heard that the 4.0, the Manscaper, the Lawnmower 4.0, reduces the risk of nicks. Is that correct?
I can attest to that.
What about lowers the risk of ingrown hairs as well?
Certainly don't want those.
So there's no rumours there.
Big boils on your balls.
Hey.
On your boys. Boys, now, you consider us friends, mates?
100%.
Yeah? Not too much of a stretch?
Not by choice, but...
You consider the listeners and the viewers of the show friends?
Absolutely. Family.
What do friends do?
Friend, how many of us happen to have friends?
You know what we do? We share. So what I'm going to do with you boys, I'm going to share you a little before and after.
We will.
Before Manscaped, this is a personal experience of myself. I'm going to drop it in our little chat pod so you boys can see it now. And I'll also pop it up on the screen for the viewers. So if you are listening to us on an audio device, head on over to YouTube at this point in time and make sure you check out the before and afters. Give the viewers a little bit more on the Manscaped, boys, while I find this before photo for you.
Yeah, boys, Chez, you'll know, mate, they've got ball deodorant.
Yeah, a bit of the old freshener upper.
You
Be
wouldn't
good for the
read
old
about
kiss under the mistletoe.
Exactly. Exactly right. That'll get them plums smelling very delicious. There's also a toner.
Yeah.
It's like is that very similar to a little aftershave? Does that still have the same effect as if you shave it beautiful and you get the old aftershave on it? Do you still get that same thing?
Macaulay Culkin.
Exactly right, eh?
I've just dropped that before in the chat pod there, boys. If you want to have a quick little squiz at that, and I'll pop it up on the screen.
Photo of Chewbacca, is it? Oh, daddy.
It's been a while. You know the
looks like Willie Mason's hair back in the 04.
I was going to say one of the Jackson 5 from the...
you know the themed underbelly. It's a jungle out there. That's what it was like. And while you got it up there, boys, I'll send you the after. I can guarantee this is a lot better, and it is a fantastic product.
I tell you
good.
what,
such a clean shave,
very well chiseled there too,
mate. Oh, I've been working out, that's for sure. And that's the after that's going up on the screen right now. If you want to check out the after there, Chez, in the next picture, if you slide across, you'll see the after photo there.
You sure you sent that to the right chat?
I might have sent it to the work one. No, it's coming. It's coming. Apparently. Let me try again. You'll get it twice here in a minute.
Longer than you.
Wouldn't be hard. Send. Here we go. It's coming.
Here we go. Drum roll. Hey, holy crikey.
Fucking hell. Gollum. He fucking double tapping that one, wouldn't you?
You get hold of a bit of that. If you did double sleeve it, you'd be rubbing a bit of DP between the top. Jesus. You could have at least put a Peter Garrett or someone in there. Oh, goodness gracious.
The beds will be burning.
It will be if you use the wrong toner.
Oh, fantastic.
There you go.
But as I said, head on over to manscaped.com. Put in the code SGM. Help us out. 20% off store-wide. Great products. They've got some great packs. Give those little Christmas ornaments a little polish up for the festive season. And you never know your luck. You know, Christmas might just come a little bit early for you. But they're going to sponsor 21 and Done. As I mentioned, we've got a little bit different this week. I've once again been convinced to relinquish my hosting duties.
About time.
And Mr. Cherry's going to take ownership today. So
Here
this
we
could go anywhere, but bear with us. And
Do you still want him to keep score?
Anywhere
or-
and everywhere.
you can keep score because I'm not fucking very
I'll
good
do
at
the
that.
scores.
All right.
Here we go.
Can I test my
All right.
buzzer?
Righto, boys. It's buzzer time.
Bzz.
Birdman. Birdman. Got a say, quick.
All right. I'm not going to start this off easy like each week. This is just going to be hard the whole way through.
Just like me.
All right, question number 1. The NRL 1990 grand final score was
Fucking hell.
I thought you said you were gonna start with
1990.
an early one.
1990.
Easy one.
1990. Who played?
1990 was
Penrith and Canberra.
Bzz. I'm thinking like 8-6.
Wrong. Where's that buzzer button?
that one there. I'm Birdman. I'm going to go 18-14.
I was in kindergarten.
Ooh. Wrong. It was 1912 to Panthers.
That's what I said.
Close.
Do I get a point?
1912.
No, I'm gonna bank that point. I'm gonna double up that point for this number 2 question.
Double, look out. This is going off script.
Now, a bit later on in the 90s.
Wait, did you ask for permission?
A bit later on in the 90s, Akeem Olajuwon, a star of NBA. Which team did he play for?
Bzz. Houston Rockets.
Yes.
Yes.
Clint's on 2.
What year was that?
That was through the 90s. That was like the Bulls era.
Oh, through the 90s. I was
Patrick
gonna say.
Ewing was playing for the Knicks and
I'm only-
Sean Kemp at the Seattle Sonics. And
I'm only 94 model.
You would have
boys,
just
though.
been bored, I think. So.
Sorry. All right, question number 3. Phil Mickelson uses which brand of golf clubs?
Jesus. I think we should go back to me hosting.
I told you they're going to be hard.
All in favour? Birdman, I'm going to have a swing at this and say Shrixon.
Bzz. Titleist.
Birdman, Callaway. I was
Callaway's
going to
it
say,
is.
how many more fucking brands are
I
there?
was going ping next.
Nike.
Very good. Now, 2 plays 1. Clint's in the lead. Question number 4. How many teams are in the English Premier League?
Birdman,
300.
20.
Yes, correct. 2 all. Question number 5. In snooker, how many points is the blue ball worth?
Bzz. 6.
I've never played. Birdman, where'd you go?
I went 8. No, I went 4.
I'm going to go
I went 6.
7. I don't know. I've never played.
4.
5.
Yes.
Oh, Manscaped will sack
There we go,
us here.
boys. Question number 6. Birdo's taking the lead 3-2. Question number 6. In Bathurst, 1987, won by Peter Brock. What model was the car he was driving?
86. I'm going to go Birdman. I'm going to have the assumption that it was a Commodore of some description.
It was a Holden.
Because 86 it'd be too late for the Tirana, obviously. Oh, yeah.
The clock on.
I'm just looking for that reaction.
Time limit.
Well, if it was the Tirana, it'd be the, the A9X. But I'm going to lock in, would have been the VH Commodore.
Very close. Got a little quick hint.
Yeah, definitely.
I handpicked these questions. So that'll give you a bit of a clue.
Oh, 86.
Hand picked them. Yeah.
Got them myself and wrote them down.
Hand picked. HP.
No.
VL.
VL.
Fuck it. Should have known.
So so that was the first year of the VL, wasn't it?
It was. The VK was before that.
Yeah.
And the VH previous.
All right, come on.
All right, question number 7. The longest golf drive in history was how long? Now, I'll give you the closest two here.
I can't remember
this
what
is,
I hit
This is in metres, so we'll go between 450 and 500.
Fuck. Was it out of a ball machine?
486.
487. No, I'll go 499.
Clint gets that one. It was 471 metres by Mike Austin in 1974.
74.
It was in competition.
Imagine if you
So
hit it with
not one
a-
of the long drive comps.
with
With
an
an
New
actual,
age drive.
Yeah, it
that
would've
would have been
been
the old
old
timber
wood.
one.
Yeah.
I think the golf club was actually made out of persimmon wood, like from a persimmon tree.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
There you go.
Random
Bit of-
facts.
Bit of fucking trivia for you.
So Birdo's up there now. We've got 4 players 2,
Nah.
5 players 2,
No, I just got that question right. I should be on 3.
3.
It's not
4
easy,
players,
this
3.
scorekeeping, is it?
All right, question number 8. Who was the first UFC champion?
Bzz. Hoist Gracie.
Yes. 4 all. All right.
And it's
This one's a multiple
Hoist
choice.
with an R.
Yes, it is.
Extra point?
No. Question number 9. Multiple choice. Bruce Buffer's net worth. Is it A, 8 million, B, 10 million, or C, 12 million?
Fuck, John Laws is worth more than him. But man, I'm going to go 8.
Bzz. 12.
It was
10.
It was 10. Yes.
Bruce
Fine.
Buffer is also does Manscaped ads, so we're in fucking pretty fine company there, boys. He's just a little bit above our net fortune. So anyway,
Question number 10. Who is the only heavyweight boxer to finish his career undefeated?
Oh, near jumped at that. Nearly said Floyd, but he's not.
ain't heavyweight, that's for sure. Clue?
I'll give you a clue. He was from Italian heritage.
Italian, the Italian stallion.
Really close on that one. Another clue.
Yeah,
His first name also shares a famous name of a boxing movie.
Bzz. Rocky.
Balboa.
Salvatore.
No good. Rocky Marciano.
Close. Never heard of him. Good on him. How many fights did he have?
40 something.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Question number 11. Who is the captain of the England rugby side?
I know you said hard, but fuck.
Sam Burgess. He did so well.
I'm going to say the Pope, John Paul. Is it John Paul the 7th or whatever he is?
Owen Farrell.
Owen Farrell.
Question.
Owen Wilson.
What are you doing?
Question,
Let's
this
go.
one's
What's the
hard.
score? What's the score?
So it's 5-4. We've missed out on 2 points there,
yeah.
so they're floating the wind for the last question. Number 12, a game in darts playing 601. What's the minimum amount of darts to be used to finish the game?
Fuck.
Bertman. 10.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
12.
601. So 501's in 9. I don't get how it's not 10.
11. Yes.
Yep. 11.
Knock her in.
So then another 60 to make it 560, and then 457 and 44. It's 11.
Don't argue with the host, mate.
yeah,
The host is
hey.
always right.
Hey, I
All
don't
right,
play
5 all.
601.
Locked up again. Question 13. In NHL, what team has won the most Stanley Cups with a total of 24?
24. Fuck. It's not a bad, solid effort, that. I'm going to go... I can picture the... Oh, fuck. I can picture their
Only
colours.
know 2 teams.
I'm going to go the Red Wings. Bertman, the Red Wings.
San Jose Sharks.
Debbie does Dallas.
It's the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, never heard of him.
Number 13.
Fuck, this is hard. This is
Sorry, that
like
was
boss
13.
level.
Number 14. I told you it was hard week.
This is like
Number
Quake or
14.
number 10.
Undefeated in his career at super middleweight and light heavyweight, boxer Joe Kozalski is from which nationality?
Kozalski. Algae. Does he have anything to do with Jamaican Dan?
Blue green. That's the colours.
That's his shorts.
Algae's green. Danny Green.
What's his surname? Kazalgi.
Kozalski. Yeah.
Birdman. I'm going to say Ukrainian.
Portugal.
Portugal or Portuguese?
Are we close?
I'm going to go
No.
Brazilian.
Here's the letter. What's it start with?
B.
Brazilian.
The first two letters were right. BR.
Bromeliad.
Bermuda.
Don't try and think too wild. This is actually, I thought it wouldn't be, but it is. Something very simple.
Well, it starts with B.
Yeah, BR.
BR. Brisbane. Fucking, I wouldn't have the faintest idea.
I give up.
Think of the Queen.
Britain.
Yeah, British.
I said that.
Review the tape.
6 plays 5.
Wow.
Question 15. An Olympic swimming pool, this is a multiple choice, holds how much water in litres? Is it A, 1 million litres, B, 2.5 million litres, or C, 3.5 million litres?
I do remember actually when we did all the glass front at the uni pool, they told us how much was in it, but it's only 5 lanes wide.
And only 25 metres long.
I'm going to go the 2.5 million. Bertman.
Correcto.
Got it on the first one. Fuck. Good job.
Very good. All right, number 16. This one, whoever gets the most questions right wins the answer. Got to buzz in first though. What are the 4 materials that can be used to make a snowboard?
Bertman. Hemp. I'm going to say fiberglass, steel, plastic, latex condoms.
You got 3 out of 4.
Fuck. I can't get better than that.
I'm going to go. Wait, give me. So what I've gone fiberglass for the base.
I think, yeah.
You said fiberglass, plastic, and steel.
Plastic, steel,
Wood.
Yep.
paint.
Correcto.
yes. Do I get point?
Oh.
In the last answer? Or?
No.
I'll give you both a point.
No, fucking I. Fucking
Still locked up. All right. Question 17. Soccer legend Pelé wore which number?
7.
Pele. 10.
Yes.
Fed him that one.
Bertman takes the lead. 8 plays 7.
I loosened it for
that
you.
could be correct.
That's not easy.
I think it's right. Question 18. How many horses run in a Melbourne Cup?
Bertman, 24.
Yes.
That's without scratchings.
How many get put down after?
Yeah. How many go to the glue house? Question 19. What is the meaning of karate?
Bertman, kick the shit out of people.
Karate. Wax on, wax off.
Meaning of karate. It'd be actually something fairly
It'd be
like respect.
Japanese based.
It'd be like respect, all that sort of stuff, wouldn't it?
Honor.
It rolls into that. Yeah. There's actually a word after that you joined onto it to make that word.
Cobra Kai.
Very close, Danielson.
Haru,
No,
the
it's
great
a-
white ninja off Beverly Hills Ninja.
Chris Farley. No, it means empty hand because they don't use weapons.
Oh, righto. But
Yeah.
they just.
It's
don't need
usually me at 10 o'clock at
And
night.
it. You're holding the weapon.
Oh, all right. Wow. Question 20. Clay pigeon shooting uses what type of gun?
Bertman. Oh, obviously not brand, but I'm going to say shotgun.
Shotgun, yes. Listen, they use sawn-offs too. Imagine that.
What out of the Girawane server?
10 plays 7. So adding up those ones that weren't answered, this question is going to be worth 5 points just for a bit of interest there.
Anyone can win.
Last one. Here we go, boys. NRL question. Cody Walker, with the top try assists in 2021. How many
Batman.
try assists did he make?
26.
No.
24.
No, go higher, boys.
31.
No.
Batman, 30.
No.
32.
No.
This is 33.
Batman, 29.
This is 35.
That's 33.
Fucked. I'm nah. You'll hear from
The rapid buzzer.
you will hear from my
there was a-
legal team about that snowboard question. That's fucking bullshit.
Must be a shortage going through these chords, I think.
Oh, fuck. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back, wrap it all up, do beer of the week. Stick around.
You can't beat Top Sport's best of the best multis. Top odds are guaranteed during any Saturday Metro meeting. Plus, there's best of the best to win up to $5,000 on Saturday Metro too. Top Sport. Feel the excitement.
Gamble responsibly.
Oh, fuck. I worked up a sweat from that 21 and done. That was hard this week. I'll be back in the chair next week, and I can guarantee it will be a lot easier because I don't have the brain power to look up hard questions like that. Thanks to Chez for taking over, though. How's the back holding up, mate? Is she all right?
Yeah, it's niggling.
We've had
Those,
to have a few sit-down breaks.
got a
So
cocktail of codeine, Voltar, and deep heat, and a couple other things in there as well.
we're going to
KY gel.
We're going to jump into our charity bets. For those of you that are new to the show each week, our major sponsor, Top Sport, gifts each of us $50 to have a punt with. All the money raised will be going to our nominated charities. You can check out Gotcha for Life, Royal Flying Doctors, and Starlight Foundation. So if you do want to donate directly, head on over to their websites and you can do that as well. I'll kick us off, boys. I mentioned earlier that Amanda Nunes was going to feature in mine, and I've got her to win via KO into Dustin Poirier just to win head-to-head, and also Sydney Thunder to get the victory over Melbourne Stars there as well. That one's paying $5.08, full whack 50 on it. Bring home the bacon, boys.
Straight on.
Straight on, no mucking about. No, ain't here to fuck spiders. I'm here to win money for the charity.
All right. Well,
Haven't done it yet, but
I don't know what you're doing, Chezzy boy, but I'm going to split mine. I'm going to have two $25 bets, only because I'm struggling. Sydney FC, they're done. Gone. See you later. They're
Lost you twice now, haven't they?
they've turned into my Pomerovsky. There you go, Pomerovsky. But boys, I'm going to go. This is $3.42 to be exact. Sixers to win, and I'm going to go to the Renegades. So they're a little bit of an outsider, but I don't think they're as bad as what we said or what they think or what everyone says they're going to be. So that's $3.42. Sixers and the Renegades to win head to head, both of them. 25 on the nose of that, boys. Then I'm going to go over to England. We're going to do a little English Premier League, and this is probably going to be last straw if this doesn't come up. Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea. I'm going to go Arsenal, which I try to stay away from, and Liverpool, $4.27, and I have the 25 on that as well. So see how we go.
Should be a nice couple of returns there if you get that up. What do you got, mate? What have you been stewing on? Found some big odds?
No, I've got a split bet, same as Birdo. I'm just tossing up how much to put on each one, but I've got it worked out. All right, first one, Perth Scorchers. We head over to the boxing now. Sonny Edwards and Lomachenko to win their matches. Over in the NBA, the Cavs to beat the Bulls. And then UFC, Poirier just head-to-head to beat Oliveira, and that's $5.93. I'm going to whack 30 on that.
5 legs? Or 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs.
5,
Five
yeah.
legger. Now, the World Darts Championship kicks off on this time next week. So I'm going to put a little future bet on here. It ends just after the new
That
year.
wouldn't be like you.
You never know with my bets, mate. They can feature any time. So $20 on this. I'm going to roll with the favourite here, Gerwin Price, to take it out. He's back out to $4.40, so he's jumped out 50 cents. So I'm going to jump on that now before it comes in anymore. So $20 on him to take that out.
Hopefully he can get a win.
Yes.
Get a win.
See what I did there?
I
See what I
like
did
it.
there?
I like it.
Very good. That's a charity bet's done and dusted. Hopefully we can get a win. We haven't had a win for a while. A bit of a dry spell. A bit like a certain Hackett I know. But let's roll into Beer of the week, thanks to the Whitebull Hotel. Great sponsors of the show. Get on down there if you are in the local Armidale area. Mr. Hawkeye, what is he fixed you boys up with today? What has he fixed you up with, mate? You're obviously on the...
Yeah.
I'm on the hard stuff today, old Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max, can't drink.
Is Chez going to do a review on that or what? He's actually given us the very well-known Peroni.
Nastro Azzurro.
Yeah, so it's the Italian beer. Now, I remember drinking, I had some of this years ago, and I wasn't a fan of it, but at the time I was more, when you're a little bit younger and you're more into the spirits and that sort of stuff before you get the acquired taste for...
Can't remember that far back, mate.
For beers, yeah. Well, that's...
Cans of bloody red bears.
Red Bears, 440 mils.
Yeah,
Red Bears.
Red Bears. Oh, delicious but rubbish now that you look back. So, made in Italy. It is a heavy. 1.3 standards, 5.1%. It's only a narrow. It's only 330 in a bottle, which I think by rights is for what is it? Taxation purposes and stuff like that. So basically, rather than passing on the tax to the consumer by upping their price, they've lowered the
volume of it.
So enough of the political bullshit. It's actually not a bad beer. Today, I don't know if it's because I'm about as dry as as the Sahara Desert, but it's going down crisp. But I'm going to give it a 4. But
was it going to be a bit higher?
It's not a twist top. Why make it hard? And the reason why I'm drinking out of a schooner is my second one that I've had while we're on the show. Whilst I was trying to pop it, I broke the fucking neck clean off. So I'm drinking. Too much
stop
weight.
working out, mate.
Too much weights. Not enough speed work. But I'll give it a 4. But I'm disappointed in the bottle caps. So it's not bad.
Obviously, you're not having it today, mate, but you've had it previously.
I have had them in the past, yeah. We used to drink them when they first come out. They weren't too bad. Wasn't a huge fan. One of those sort of boutique beers that are a bit overpriced for what they are. That's in my opinion.
And that's overpriced everywhere else except the Whitebull.
Except the Whitebull, mate. Best prices there. But yeah, you go to like these wank joints and stuff for dinner, and I'm like, that's what you get. And you're paying
I've never had beer at the wank joints.
You're paying about $9 or $10 a stubby for them.
I've had both hands full.
Go down the ball, you can pick up a box for about 50, 55. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of the wank joints. I think if they give us beers in Thailand or not.
I'd have to give it a 3 out of 5. The old Peroni.
I'm gonna give it a 4 for the content, but it's going to lose a point overall because the bottle caps are rubbish.
That's not the Whitebull's fault though. So
No.
head on down there, get yourself a 6-pack or a carton if you prefer.
Yeah, get down there.
Might as well get a carton.
May as well.
The more you buy, the more you save.
Get 2.
It might be one of those beers. If you stepped in and had in a reasonable night, you have 6 or 8, you might get the taste for it.
Exactly. Great show again, boys. Good to have the big man back on deck. His replacement is just sitting over there, still angling for a go. He might get another run next week, depending on the performance review that will be conducted after this episode.
Well, after that 21 and done, he will be. He gets my vote.
Boys, big shout out to our sponsors, Top Sport, fantastic each and every week, as too is the Whitebull, and thanks again to Manscaped. As I said, head on over, get yourself 20% off plus free shipping. Make sure you put that SGM code in so that the lads over there at the Manscaped know that you've come from us, you listen to the show, you love the show, and you want to support our sponsors. Very important. And as the logo says, your balls will thank you. And let me tell you, mine have can praise me since I've done mine.
I can smell
Like
it.
silk.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I feel like one of those, those Sphinx cats. That got my hair. I got less hair than Michael Klimab during his 2000 Olympic campaign. But anyway, fantastic product. So head on over. And get it. Anything else, lads, before we wrap up?
Don't forget to put your tips in for the BBL comp.
Yes. So we're still running round 1. It's a joker round this week, so double points. But yeah, you should get a little email notification, I think, each week to put your tips in. Did we check who was winning that between the 3 of us?
No.
I thought
Talk amongst yourselves.
Mike
I'll sort it out.
Oxlong.
He's winning, but what about the 3 of us?
So myself and the Guru were down at headquarters having a beer on Saturday, and I didn't realise that there was he thought it was me. I said no. I said I'm popcorn player. Anyway,
I'm 18th out of 20.
and
Chez is 5th.
Close to the podium.
You're 16th and I'm 18th.
Yeah, I just give him a head start.
And you boys watch cricket.
As I said, you'll be the one that comes. You'll be like the chick at the office that does the footy tip and doesn't watch a game and ends up winning it.
And like what I said, if I do fall into some prize money, I'm going to donate it back to one of the listeners. So,
or that person that knows nothing about racing, you've got to convince them to buy into the sweeps and they take the lot.
Painful.
Melbourne Cup Day.
Anything else?
That's
Wrap her up. Done.
That'll do.
All done.
Dusted.
Done like
Fantastic. Great show. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you give us a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, all that jazz. And head on over to Manscaped and get yourself a nice little product there for a little tidy up for the festive season. And I'm sure the bride will love you.
Don't
Till
forget
next
to
time.
get your odds from Top Sports either.
Yes, of course, download the Top Sport app. You can use our promo code as well, SGM Podcast, and, set yourself up and feel the excitement. Till next week, make sure you stay on side and don't text and drive.